Morning folks, it's been a long time since I've done an update on my Reefer 170, so I thought on this glorious morning I thought I would do one as I've got a bit of time. Yeah, it's been probably a good 4 months since you guys have seen my tank. There's been a lot of change, quite a lot to talk through. I'll go straight into it. So for those who have been watching my videos, I've had a bit of a reshuffle around on the old Aquascape. I've actually brought the rocks down lower. I did try have them closer to the surface for a bit of a, kind of a rock meet the surface type effect. But yeah, it just didn't quite work really. Just couldn't really get it the way I wanted it to, and I'm sure like you guys, we always get bored and always want to change things in the tank. So I ended up just rechanging that again and having a bit more of a kind of a, gone for a bit of a coral bomby, so to speak. I've tried to kind of bring the rocks in close together, so have more of a kind of a, like a clear sand area in and around the rocks. Obviously, only being a 170 and quite restricted to do that, but I've kind of come up with this kind of this design, put these rocks together. I'm quite happy with it. Really, there's some caves and bits and bobs for the fish to obviously get around, and obviously for good flow as well. So I'm quite happy with that. The corals have obviously got on there quite well. So yeah, I'm obviously looking to fill this rock now with obviously more LPS corals as we go along. But yeah, just a quick update as we're speaking about corals. There's the Duncan, just continues to get bigger. It's got 2 heads. That is just growing and growing, so I'm really happy with that. This frog spawn as well, doing really well. Sorry, not frog spawn, torch coral. The lights have only been on for about half an hour or so. Another couple of hours, this thing will be absolutely huge. Those tentacles will be right out and really has a bit of an impressive display. But he's doing really well there, and obviously just a few of the mushrooms. I do have a couple of leather corals, but I've actually run out of putty, so I've been kind of balancing them on the rocks and they've actually fell behind, so I need to get them out a bit later on. Fish wise, yeah, mixed news again. For those who've been following my updates, you'll see that I struggle with fish. I don't really know why really. I mean, 2 clowns I've had for 2 years, no problem. They're just getting bigger and bigger, and I think they're actually on the verge of spawning the way they've been behaving recently. The Royal Grammar again I've had for 2 years, no problem. I've had the little yellow chorus wrasse for a while, must be coming on about a year, no problem. I've got the one chromis, did have 4 of them, and they just seem to have died off, not really too sure why. I did buy 3 that were really small, probably too small really, and when I spoke to a guy at my LFS, another LFS from whom I bought them from, he was saying the really small ones need basically just constant feeding. Otherwise they will just perish. So obviously being at work, I don't think this tank only gets fed twice a day, just probably wasn't enough. But then I did go and buy a couple of these bigger ones, and one of them died as well, so I've just got this remaining one. He's doing well, he eats anything that goes in the tank. So I am going to go and get a few more of them, because obviously they are a shoaling fish really, so he does prefer to be in groups. So I am probably going to get at least 2 more, so he can be in a group again. But yeah, no, just wasn't really sure why they died. And obviously my Coral Beauty, he died about 2 months ago. Again, he was fine for 6 months and then just kind of withered away. Again, not really too sure why. Everything else seems healthy in the tank. Obviously did all my water test and there was nothing coming back adverse to suggest why the fish would die. So that kind of has put me off keeping dwarf angels, because I've had no luck with them really. So I'm going to stay away from them for a while and obviously just stick to getting a few more chromis, and that's kind of probably for this tank really, and then obviously just look to fill it with corals. But yeah, that's kind of the update of the livestock really. A few more chromis going in at some point, and that's probably this tank fully stocked, to be honest. Filtration wise, nothing's changed, just running the bubble magus 3.5 with no pox. That's all I run this tank off. Decent skimmer and no pox. Currently dosing about 1.5 ml a day That's keeping my nitrates around at about 1 to 1.5 parts per million, which is perfect. And as you can see, other than a little bit of brown algae on the coral skeletons there, I have zero algae problems. And people say that NoPox isn't, doesn't work on your phosphate. It does. My phosphates are keeping steady at about 0.002, which is what you want really for a reef tank, and that's NoPox doing that. Obviously you have to wet skim. You kind of get a bit of a lighter colour than probably what you'd like. That's what NoPox want. That's what the directions on NoPox tells you, to wet skim, to get that bacterial flux out, which means you're getting the phosphate out as well. Bit of a DIY Aquascape dripper I've made myself, just with an old little valve there. That's mixed yesterday, so I was waiting for that to clear up. I was putting that in the ATO, but anyone who's got a Redsea reefer system will know that it's very difficult to keep a stable water level in the system. So what happens is, overnight the level in the weir was rising, which means the level in the rear pump chamber was dropping, which means that was getting emptied, and I was just a bit conscious that too much calc was going in. I didn't see no adverse effects, like I said. Mind you, just probably answering one of my own questions there. I wondered if that was the reason why a couple of my fish died. There was too much calc going in, but I didn't really notice any effects really, so I might have to look into that a bit more. But yeah, I'm going to try just dosing this separately, the Calquasa. I'm going to drip that in at night time, just to see if I can keep that pH above 8. My pH seems to stay level about 7.8, which again is fine for a reef tank. But I just want to see if I can get some better coral health by having it around 8. But that's a tank, guys. Nothing else has changed. Looking to maybe upgrade the light in the coming months to maybe perhaps an AA Prime. Really, I'm starting to get the itch now for maybe keeping a few SPS. This light's nowhere near powerful enough, not even for the hardest of SPS, so that's definitely a no-go at the moment. But like this hobby with everything, it's all money, so I'm just trying to save up at the moment to try and get the money for that. Give you the side view of the tank. You can see the water, crystal clear, no carbon, no roaphos, just NoPox and a skimmer. It's all you need, fellas, really. You don't need reactors. They're obviously fine if you want to run them, they do the job, but you don't have to have them. Just a skimmer and a filter sock, bit of NoPox, and you get a nice crystal clear tank with minimum algae. But that's it, guys, just a quick update. Sorry it's not too long. I'm going to do another one shortly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run through kind of some of the maintenance I do on this tank and some of the products that I dose manually. Obviously I have no doser. Some of the products that I swear by, some that I think are essential, and I believe it's helping keeping this reef tank relatively healthy. I'll go through some of the food to feed the corals and the fish as well, and maybe just a little bit of a chat about my water change schedule and how I do it on a reefer 170, which I think is the quickest way and the easiest as well. But that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and I will do another update in the next week or two. Cheers.